of the Levitical laws, all of the sacrificial system, the ceremonial laws, all of those things pointed to this moment. Now, you know how kids look forward to tomorrow. But think about this. All of creation, everyone who had ever lived and died in Christ, we're looking forward to this moment. The scriptures tell us that angels long to look. Prophets searched the scriptures, trying to find out the time and the circumstances and when he would be born. But the writer to the Galatians says, when the fullness of time had come, right at the right time. You see, sometimes a gift comes late. You know, you don't want ketchup after you've done with your French fries. Sometimes a gift comes early. We've been gone so much lately. We've had some tragedy in our lives, some loved ones that's sick, and we were at a funeral on Wednesday in Colorado, and someone was taking care of our dog and taking care of our mail, and I noticed that one package had come in the mail, and instead of saying, do not open till Christmas, it had been opened. It had been opened by the person taking care of our house. Someone opened our gift. Well, I'm glad she did because it was a turkey. So you had to open that a little early. You see, as I sat there with the broken coffee pot and I wondered, my wife came up and she said, Merry Christmas on December 12th. And she had gone and bought the newest, nicest coffee maker. And she said, I think the time to open this is now. And you see, the writer here tells us that in God's divine timing and sovereign control, that when the time had fully come, when it was absolutely right and essential for God's plans of redeeming a people, he sent forth his son. The timing was absolutely right. But what about the gift itself? Verse 4 goes on and says, fullness of time had come, God sent forth his son. Now, I was at a mall during the shopping time of the season after Thanksgiving, and I was one of those men that like to sit on the bench while the wife and lady, they're doing all that stuff. And some guy came up to me, and I could tell he had something going on. He wanted me either to sell phones for him or something, and he entered into a conversation with me with this line of, hey, if you could get anything you wanted for Christmas, if money was no object, what would you get? And I told him, I know exactly what I would get. I would get gills and wings. What? Well, if I could have whatever I want, I think a set of gills would be awesome. I would love to swim underwater and not have to come up. I'd love to take a nap down the bottom of a lake. He left and decided he better go sell somebody else. But the gift itself, the timing was right, but the gift itself, that God would give his son. I don't have a lot of time to dive into this, but think about it. God could create anything. He could have created anything that our hearts desired, any kind of trinket, any amount of wealth, any amount of pleasure. He could have done that. But we know that his son was not created, was eternally begotten, was irreplaceable, was one of a kind, was the most precious thing to God the Father, the closest relationship. The text says, when the time had come, God sent forth his son. What's amazing about the gift itself is a gift has to be something that you don't already have, doesn't it? In fact, when we were married, we got 2 identical soup tureens. They both were ugly. And when we opened the second one, I thought, are you kidding me? Is this some kind of joke? If it's not bad enough, now I have 2. The gift of God is something that we didn't have. It's something that you can't get on your own. One of the wonderful messages of the grace of God sending his son is that we get with him all that we would want, but we can't own. We cannot earn it. We can't do it. The message of the Christian church is not, come join us and we're going to make you so good That God will look down and he will say, finally you've achieved it, and now I'm going to call you to be mine. I'm not embarrassed about you anymore. No, that would be terrible to think that. The gift was the Son. And what he brought with him was something that we couldn't own. The perfect gift is also something that we must have. And that's why all the previous saints looked forward to it.